All right, Stacy, the stream is live now, and I'm gonna make you host back, and I'll be the co-host, and I'm going to hit recording.
Do I have to make you the co-host, or did you already do that?
You're gonna make me co-host.
What's that?
You're gonna make me co-host.
Doesn't seem to be an option. What the heck?
You're host now.
Okay. Ah, there we go. Make co-host. Okay, there you are now for co-host.
Thank you
so much. All good?
Good.
Yay. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Look how fast everybody comes in at 8 o'clock.
Good morning.
I love it. I see all your smiling, friendly faces. Welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome. For those of you who've been here before, I'm so glad you continue to show up and work out with me.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Elise. Loretta, good morning.
Good morning, Stacy.
Good morning.
Good morning, Stacy.
Josephina, Cassandra, Ed at the beach, Bob. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning.
Rosemary, good morning. We're up to 22 people already. I'm over here in the corner. $25. Welcome, all of you coming in, still continuing to roll in. It's so good to see you. In the last couple of days, we've had a lot more people willing to use their cameras and let us see you. And it's really been motivating for me. And I think for everybody else, it helps us feel more like a community. I love it. I really love seeing all of your faces. We're up to 31 people in already. And let me just share with you that Max is our TA today. He's here to help with all things technical. If you need assistance with your audio or video settings, please reach out to Max in the chat. Remember that because I'm teaching across the room, I'm not able to see your chat in real time. However, I do read the transcripts of the chat just in case there are any questions or comments that I need to address or know about in terms of, feedback for myself moving forward. So feel free to use that if you have something that you need to let me know about or a question. I think starting next week, I'm going to be a lot more spending just a little bit of time during our warm up addressing the questions that come in through feedback or in the chat. And if you don't want me to use your name, please let me know, because I do receive some wonderful comments and I'd love to be able to share and say something like, you know, so-and-so says they're having a lot more range of motion in their shoulders. But if you don't want me to do that, just let me know. Because I get such amazing comments and I feel like not to toot my own horn, but rather to share with the rest of our community how some folks are being impacted by regularly coming and working out. So for example, if you're working on your shoulders because they stick a little bit and you don't feel like you have strength or range of motion, it might be motivating for you to hear that someone else has found that doing the shoulder exercises is helping them. That's all I'm suggesting. So I'm going to go ahead and share my slides with you so that we can begin, because you know when I get to talking, it just, I let go of all the time. I'm sorry. Here we go. I'm going to share so we can start. And we are sharing. Let me move this out of the way. Oh my goodness. This is, here we go. Move this out of the way. Just too much to do, you guys. Too much to do. Present. Here we go. And then I have to move this back out of the way. All right. So good morning once again and welcome to Morning Fitness. Today's class focuses on balance and flexibility. We will be working with the use of a chair. We will be doing some of our cardio exercises in slow motion, which will give you the opportunity to test your balance just a little bit. Because when we take away momentum, you really have to focus on your own muscle strength, balance, and coordination. So that's what the hope is and what the goal is of this class. And then we work a little bit on flexibility. So we'll do some stretching exercises and hopefully that will help some of you. And I'm your guide today for your fitness class. My name is Stacy, and I'm from the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. I have a master's degree in counseling psychology, which I've used for many years in the school systems in Maryland as a school counselor. And I have been, in addition to that, I've been teaching fitness since the mid-1980s. And I've worked as both a group fitness instructor, a personal trainer, a fitness club manager, as well as owning a fitness center for a brief period of time in the early 1990s. But it's always been a part of my life. And I love connecting with other adults who are either just getting started in fitness or want it to be more of a part of their life because they really would like to learn how to improve their health, fitness, and overall wellness. Get Set Up is a training and educational platform that helps you learn useful skills from people just like yourself. So you can do wonderful things, so you can remain independent, so you can take on new challenges like try a new sport or keep up with the grandkids. You can always request a recording of this class by emailing help@getsetup.io. That way you can repeat the class on your own time. You can push pause and stop if you need to take a break. You can repeat it over the weekend. If you're joining by the live stream on our website, welcome. We're so glad you're here, glad you found us. And just know that the very best way to participate fully is to join us and register for a class. This way, you have the advantage of receiving the email after class that includes some key takeaways, will highlight some other classes, and gives you the opportunity to provide us with some feedback, ask questions, suggest other classes that you might like. Get Set Up is not paid to promote any specific products or services. And finally, be sure to check with your doctor prior to starting any new exercise program, especially if you have any health conditions or take any medications. If your doctor has given you any recommendations or restrictions, limitations, anything regarding exercise intensity or range of motion, please be sure you're following your doctor's recommendations and not anything that I show or demonstrate during my classes. It's always important that you listen to your own body. All right, you guys, be sure that you have water available as always during class. You should drink your water before, during, and after class. And I'm going to put myself on spotlight so that you can see me and my little workout area. Looks a little different today. I hope that I fit in the frame. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right, as always, we do start with a bit of a warm-up. And our warm-up is usually a little bit of walking or marching in place. And again, I don't wear shoes during my exercises or demonstrations because number one, I'm not jumping. Number two, my feet don't need that type of support that exercise shoes provide. And also, most importantly, because of the surface I'm on. So I'm on a carpet, and I know that if I were in shoes, my feet would stick a bit to the floor. So you have to choose footwear according to the needs of your own feet, your own body, and your floor surface. So here we are marching. Another reason that I like personally not wearing shoes is related to a question that I had about strengthening your ankles. Anytime you think about weakness in a joint, consider the surrounding muscle groups. So what surrounds the ankle would be the muscles of the lower leg and the muscles of the feet. Now, when you're wearing shoes, you don't really have much of an opportunity to strengthen the muscles of your feet. But if you're in stocking feet or bare feet, you can feel the muscles in your feet as you do kind of what we call in dance, work through the feet, which means you feel the toes on the floor, the middle part of the foot, and then the heel of the foot, and then lift through the heel, the mid part, and the toes. So even as I'm marching, I am working through my foot. I don't pick my feet up sort of in a flat foot way. Okay, so that's one way that you can work on strengthening your ankles. Let's take this walk or march to a step touch. Step touch. And remember, when you're working out with me, please go at your own pace. This is your workout, and I encourage you to listen to your own body. We talk about that often in our closing meditations, about being aware of the intelligence within your body and the prompting that your body gives you, whether it's to slow down, take a break, or drink some water. All right, and then let's take it back to our walking or marching in place. Remember, think about those feet and how you're using them. And we're going to take our feet to the wide stance. Right out here, a little bit wider than your hips. Toes pointed forward. Torso upright. Chest is lifted. Diaphragm lifted. Tighten through the midsection. Now what I want you to do in this wide stance, we're going to slow down and we're going to take 4 slow steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back up to speed. This is the beginning of the balance workout. When you go really slow, you have to challenge your own muscles. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back up to speed. And let's do our step touches again. Step touch. I'm going to ask you to take your step touch, and instead of that tapping with the foot that you bring in, right, take it across into a little kick. Just a very gentle and low kick forward. So let's do 8 step touches and 8 step kicks right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now step, kick, step, kick, step, kick, step, kick, step, kick. 4 more, and 3, and 2, last 1. Remember, you have your chair handy in case you need this for balance. Wide step right here. And let's take 4 slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back to speed, whatever that speed is for you. This time, when you do your 4 slow, challenge yourself to lift 1 leg. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and march. Oh, and we're wide, right? Let's bring our feet back in together. And let's take our normal stance slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now notice I'm barely moving my body, right? But because my legs are directly underneath me, this requires a bit more balance, doesn't it? Rather than that wide stance where you have a wider base of support. So let's take it slow again right here and see if you can lift a knee. 2, 3, 4, and march it back out to speed. Let's do that step touch, 8 step touches and 8 step kick across. 2, last 1 step kick. Woo! Right here. Are we having fun yet? This is the best part of my day, working out with this community. I hope you guys are having fun too. Smile. Well, now I've completely lost count, giving you all that love. Back to march in place. Take it wide and slow it down for 4, 3, 2, last 1, up to speed. Bring your feet in together and let's slow it down right here for 4, 3, 2, last 1, march up to speed. This is so much fun. And step touch. 4 more. And step kick. Right here. Woo! 4 more. 3, 2, and let's march. And let's take our feet wide and slow it down right here. 4, 3, 2, last 1, march. Bring your feet in together. 1 more time, let's go nice and slow right here. 4, 3, 2, last 1. How are you doing with those balance challenges this morning? I hope you're beginning to feel more confident. All right, next challenge is going to be moving our feet one in front of the other, but on a diagonal, okay? Toes facing forward, and we're just rocking forward and back right here to begin. Rocking forward and back. I have a soft knee right here. My knees are not locked. That provides you with a little bit of shock absorption, okay? And we're gonna slow this down and go forward and back. Keeping your feet on the floor. Forward and back. Please make sure that you're muted. Remember, we are recording, so the world will be able to hear what goes on in your house. 4 more. And 3 more. 2 more. Feet are on the floor. Last 1. And now just rock it out, up to speed, forward and back. And we're going to take it to a march and bring the feet back in together and then change legs. So if you had your right foot forward on that last set, now you have your left foot forward. And we're just rocking forward and back. Remember, soft knees for shock absorption in your legs. And let's slow it down and reach forward and back, keeping both feet on the floor. Feet are about a hip width apart while one is forward and one is back. Your feet are not lined up like you're on a balance beam, but you give yourself a wide base of support. 4 more. And 3, keep that diaphragm lifted and make sure you're breathing. 2 more. Last 1. Let's march it out. We're going to change legs. Right, 1 is forward, 1 is back. You've got that wide stance. Remember, don't line them up like this because that is not a good way to try and keep your balance. I'm moving back so you can see me. This time, when we slow it down, try to lift your leg, all right? So as we go forward, try and lift that back leg slightly. When we come back, lift that front leg. Forward and lift, back and lift. Now don't do this if you're not comfortable with it, and you can always be holding on to your chair as you do this exercise. Wherever you are, you're still strengthening the muscles that will improve your balance. Forward and back. Forward and back. Forward and back. Just 3 more. 2 more. Here's the last one. And now march and change legs. Right? Good. And now let's rock forward and back and lift that leg if you can. Right here. And back. Forward. And back. Forward. And back. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. All right, and march in place. Let's bring the feet back into your starting width right here and slowly take them apart. And let's take it really slow for 4. Lift that leg if you can. 1, 2, 3, 4. March, bring your legs back in together. And let's do 4 slow right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and march. Moving the legs to 1 forward and back. Just 4 rocks now. 4 forward and back with the lift. 1, 2, 3, and 4. March and change legs. And let's do 4 sets nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, and march it out. Step touch. Two more, and then we're going to take it to that step kick. Here we go. Step kick. Nice and slow or at your own speed. Step kick. And step touch. Four, 3, 2, march in place. Take your feet apart. Let's do 8 slow marches right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up to speed. Bring your legs in together. 8 slow right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up to speed. Move your feet into that forward and back position so we can rock and lift our leg nice and slow. Here we go. 1, 2. We're going to do 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. March it out so you can change legs. Right here, switching. And let's go nice and slow. Rock forward and back. 8, 7, 6, 5. Chest is lifted and you're breathing. 4 more. Taking this at your own speed. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Woo, let's grab some water. And we're going to take a Charleston with the chair. And you'll see why in a bit, because we're going to do a little bit of Charleston and then a little bit of stretch and strengthening through our feet and lower legs. So if you remember, the Charleston is step with a foot that's closest to your chair, bar, table, wall, whatever you're holding on to. Kick forward with the outside leg, then step back, and with the inside leg, tap behind. So it's step, kick forward, step, tap behind, step, kick forward, step, tap behind, add an arm up, reach down as you kick back, arm up, arm back, or arm down, up and down, reach up, kick back, arm down. And notice how my torso is sort of going forward, but I'm hinging from the hips with a flat back as I do that reach. Right here. On this next one, I want you to hold. Hold that leg right here. Slightly lift it off the floor. Maybe you're just right here and holding your toes on the floor. Arm up, but you're holding that lift right here. Just hold. And as you now step back, I want you to hold in the lower position with the leg to the back. I have my toes on the floor and I'm reaching down, right? Reaching down, a little bit hinged forward. And let's go back up to speed. Step, kick, step, tap, add the arms for energy. Using a bit more energy with this. Reach, tap back. Kick forward, tap back. Reach and tap. Reach and tap. Here we go. We're going to hold. Hold right here. Now, if you're able to let go of the chair just a little bit, you're really testing your balance right here. And what does that require? Feel what muscles you're tightening. Hips, core muscles through the abs, your back. And let's go ahead and hold on again. Step back right here, reaching down with this arm. And can you lift your arm and hold that balance right here? I'm feeling this in my hip. I have my abs nice and tight to hold my torso. And release. Great. Let's take the outside leg around to the back. And I want you to center your weight. This heel is lifted on the leg in back. That's your outside leg. Heel is down in front. And you're just going to go down and up. Very, very gently, down and up. This is a centered position, double knee bend right here. Back heel is lifted. Just take a soft bend to the knees. You don't have to go very far down, but you go wherever you are and what works with your fitness goals this morning. On this next one, can you hold the bend wherever you are with that? And can you challenge your balance by letting go and holding? Now here, I feel my hips are tightening, my quadriceps and hamstrings are also engaged. I feel my core lifted. You always have to have really good posture to have good balance. Those two things really go hand in hand. And grab a hold of the chair, release that knee bend. Let's see, we went down and up. Oh, heel back and bend the knee. Back and bend the knee. So we're stretching the calf muscle. Heel back and bend. Heel back, front or inside knee is just ever so slightly bent. Heel down and up. Let's just do 4 more. Now we're working the foot here. Heel down and up. Heel down and up. Feel that calf stretch. Here's the last one. Can you hold it? Hold that calf stretch just a little bit. Hold it right here. Release. And let's take this foot. Actually, what we're gonna do is put the heel down and lift the toes of the inside foot. I don't think you can see my toes in the screen. Toes are lifted. This knee is bent. And I'm just going to press my toes down and up. This works the muscle along the front of the shin. Toes down and up, toes down and up, toes down and up, toes down and up, toes down and up. Here's the last one, and I want you to hold your toes up. Hold them up and feel that the muscle contraction up through the front of the leg. Feel it, and release. Let's turn and do this series on the other side. Starting with our Charleston, right? So with the inside leg, the leg closest to the chair, step, kick forward, step, and with that inside leg, tap back behind you. Step, kick forward, step together, tap back. Step, kick forward, step together, tap back. Step, kick, step, tap. Step, kick, step, tap. Let's add the arms. Kick with the arm up, tap back, arm down. Kick, arm up, arm down. There you go. I see some of you all moving out there. I love it. Keep moving. Kick and tap. Step. Kick and tap. Kick and tap. Let's hold the kick. Hold the kick right here. Wherever you are with that. We don't have to have a high leg lift. It's low, barely off the floor. And can you balance? Think about the muscles this requires, starting with good posture and a tightening through the core. And you're holding. And release. Let's step together, tap back and hold right here. We have this arm down low. And can you balance right here? And I have my toes just on the floor. And I'm still feeling a little bit unsteady, right? So this requires, I'm trying to think, what should I tighten? Because I am a little off balance. I feel like it's coming in my hips need to tighten, my core. There we go. Now I have it and I can even lift my leg just slightly. My knee is also bent, which gives me more shock absorption and the ability to kind of adjust my upper body as needed. And release. Good. Take that outside leg around to the back. Heel is lifted. Get yourself centered between your legs. And we're going to do that double knee bend right here. You can hold on to the chair. Remember that back heel is up. Inside leg foot is flat, but you're doing your best to keep your weight centered and bending both knees to the same amount. So is it a soft bend for you this morning? Whatever that works. If you're just beginning to work your knees and feel a little bit more confident in their ability, it's a small bend. Every little bit helps work those muscles. Very small. Whatever works for you today. And let's hold on the bend if you can. And you hold and release and feel your balance. And release. Let's take this heel and press into the floor, down and up. Inside knee is bent just a little bit to allow me to do this straightening and release. I am really working through this foot. I can feel every part of my foot. Toes, mid or ball of the foot, I call it the midfoot, ball of the foot, and then the heel. Four more. 3, 2, last one. Let's hold this stretch. Feel that up the back of your calf. Feel that stretch. See, we can work our stretching right in between our balancing. Feel it, feel it, feel it, and release. Let's shift our weight to the back with a slightly bent knee. This heel is now down, and we're going to lift the toes on the inside foot right here. Toes are up, heel is down, and I'm going to just press my foot down and up. Press it flat into the floor and lift. Press down and up. Toes down and lift. Press. Press. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Last one, and hold it up right here. Hold that lift and feel. Now you're strengthening this muscle in the front of your shin, and you're stretching your calf muscle from behind the knee all the way down. Feel that stretching. Feel that and hold it. And can you let go of the chair just for a little bit and keep your hips centered? Don't let yourself sort of shift out this way, but keep it centered, hips are square, torso lifted, and release. Great job. Let's face the chair. I'm going to move it this way so you can see me. And we're going to line ourselves right up behind the legs of the chair. So I have myself, I'm about, I don't know how far out I am, but I just have to reach with my arms because we're going to do squats right here. And we're going to just do very gentle break to the knee. This is for you, for strengthening your knees, and you're going to take it as deep as is comfortable for you or as small as you need for yourself. Any little bit helps. So when we squat, we act like we're going to sit down, almost like we're off balance, which is why it's really nice to have something to hold on to. And come back up. So I have my toes facing directly forward, and I make sure that my knees are going directly over my toes, and I'm reaching out with my tailbone like I'm about to sit down, and then come back up. So back and up. Now, if you're just starting, you might be taking a very soft break about that far. If you're challenging yourself more, you might be able to go halfway down. And if you're really ready to use a lot of energy and you have strong hips, glutes, thighs, quadriceps, and hamstrings, maybe you're able to go further down into your squat and return. Make sure you're not putting too much weight on the chairs so that it tips. We don't want to have an accident like that, okay? So remember, you're sitting back, reach out with that tailbone and back up. Keep that torso lifted and return. Nice and tall. And back. And up. Down. One more, just one more. Right here. Excellent. Very good. Nice job with that. Let's do straight leg lifts to the back. Coming in a little bit tighter to the chair. It's right here. We're going to alternate leg lifts, just taking straight back behind you. And the important part is you reach nice and tall through the foundation leg, pressing back with the leg that you're working or the working leg. So the standing leg is strong. Don't sink into that hip. Okay, that's really easy to do, especially as you get tired. Now this doesn't have to be much of a leg lift. We're not working for height. We're really just working on balance and strengthening the hips. So very slight leg lift to the back. We're going to do 4 more right here. And 3, 2 more. Last one and hold. Can you hold it? Hold it right here. Hold that leg lift and let's do a balance challenge. If you're able to let go with one arm or both, and just hold. I have my arms out in front. That provides a counterweight. You might also like to have them at the side. That also provides more stability in your balance. Everybody's body is slightly different, so whatever seems to work best for you. And let's hold on again and release that leg. Nice job. Now let's try it with the other leg, right? Because we were doing alternating right and left. So let's take the other leg, slightly lifted just off the floor. Be sure your torso is lifted, tall, strong through the core, nice and tight. Strong in the foundation or standing leg. Don't sink into that hip. Keep it nice and tall. Feel strong. And if you're able to let go and challenge yourself. And don't hold your breath. Holding your breath will not help you balance, I promise. It won't. So make sure you're breathing. Remember, you can have a counterweight with your arms in front or open side, whatever works for you. And release. Nice job. All right, let's do a little bit of stretching work this morning. Back so you can see me. And I need some water. How about you guys? A little bit of water before we stretch. See, and I see you drinking water. I love it. Cheers to water. All right. Ooh, inhale up. And exhale. All right, let's look at our posture here in the chair. We have our hips forward. Her hips are planted in the chair and our thighs are coming directly forward out of the hip sockets. Our knees are bent at 90 degrees. There's that geometry again that I really love. Our lower legs are vertical, or here's another one, perpendicular to your thighs and perpendicular to the floor. And then our feet are flat on the floor and toes are facing forward, knees over the toes. Inhale up, and this time we're going to go forward, hinging from the hips. Now we're beginning to do a hip stretch here. So this is according to your own hip flexibility. When you reach the extent at which you are able to fold forward with a flat back over your hips, at that point, you may curve your back, allow your shoulders to come forward over the top of your thighs. Let your hands drop down by your feet, and finally relax your neck and let your head hang forward. Now you're going to feel that stretch all the way from your tailbone to the top of your head. Place your hands just above your knees and press back up into a seated position with the torso upright. And we're going to do some hip stretching. Let's work on our hips a little bit. I always get really good feedback about the hip stretches. It seems like many of you do experience tight hips, as do I. And so these stretches, what I'll do is show you 3 levels of hip stretches that are really good for low back pain and can't think of the word right now, but it'll come to me. Let's start with inner and outer thighs. So we're going to open our legs just so that if you're able, just so that your thighs are over the corner of the chair, the front corner edge of the chair. And allow, as your knees are open, allow your feet to open at the same angle. So mine are at approximately 1 o'clock and 11 o'clock as the hours on the 1 o'clock face. And I'm going to place my hands on my thighs, just above my knees, keeping a flat back. I'm going to hinge forward from my hips, hinging forward. And as I do that, I'm going to bring my forearms across. So my hands are here in the center. And I'm just holding this stretch at the point where I begin to feel it on my inner thighs. All right, so right at the point where I'm beginning to feel it is where I'm going to hold it. And this is the best way to stretch. We don't recommend bouncing, but rather go to the edge of where your muscle feels like it can handle the stretch. And right at that edge, just hold the stretch and breathe. And hold it for 20 to 30 seconds. And repeat that maybe 3 times. So here we are. And I'm going to go a little bit deeper as I end the stretch. Place my hands back on my thighs and use them to press myself back up into an upright position so that I'm not straining my back. Now in this position, I want you to hinge forward just a little bit more. Again, our knees are open right over that edge of the chair. And at the point where you are able to hold on, forearms above the knees, we're going to test your stretch just a little bit more by extending one leg. Now this requires a little bit of balance in your chair, but can you extend one leg just a little bit? Now you're going to lean a little harder onto the supporting leg. Maybe just get your heel out there instead of it being directly under you, because this further stretches the hamstring. And release. Let's shift weight over to the other leg and lift just slightly. Can you get that heel out there in front and feel that additional stretch along the inner thigh? And release. And back up into a vertical position. We're going to work on the outside of the hips now. So sitting out toward the edge of the chair, because you need a little bit of range of motion. We're going to cross one leg over top, ankle over ankle, right? The bottom leg is your foundation leg, and the knee on the foundation leg should be pointing directly upward toward the ceiling. But with the leg that's crossed over, I want to just allow that knee to flop open to the side wherever it goes, right? Wherever it goes. Don't force it open, just let it fall open where it will. holding on to the seat of the chair. I want you to hinge forward from the hips. Now, if your hips are really, really tight, you're going to start to feel this stretch on the outside of the hip of the leg that is crossed over. You may also feel this stretch along the hamstring of your foundation leg. And we're just holding on to this stretch and then using your hands just above your knees, press back up into the vertical position. Level 2, the second position of the stretch, brings your top leg foot up just above your knee. If you can cross over at this height. If not, just stay at level 1 and repeat that stretch as those who are able to challenge themselves this morning go on to level 2 and or level 3. So again, we have an outstretched leg as the foundation leg. Knee faces upward. The working leg or the hip that we're stretching, cross the ankle over the knee and let that knee just flop open where it will. Hold on to the seat of the chair and hinge forward from the hips. Hinging forward. And if you are able to hold on to this leg because you have balance in your chair without falling off, you can hold on to this shin right here as you go forward. And I hope that you're feeling this on the outside of this hip. That's where we are trying to stretch. This is an area that's very tight in many people and is often connected to the lower back and can really cause aggravation and irritation. So using your hands, press back up into the upright position. And let's now take that foundation leg. If you have the energy and the flexibility to do this next stretch, your foundation leg now is back at its 90-degree angle with the foot flat on the floor. And the leg that's crossed over now is up here in this high position. And I'm already feeling this stretch on the outside of my hip. My hips are very tight this morning. I'm holding on to this shin bone and I'm going to just hinge forward ever so slightly to add just a little bit of tension to this stretch. And I can really feel this. So see, you don't have to go very far, perhaps, if you are here at this third position of this stretch with me this morning with a flat back. And right here we are holding this stretch for just a few more seconds. And then release. Press yourself back up into the upright position. And let's release this leg that we just worked and that hip. And let's start with the other leg now. First in the low position with an outstretched standing leg. Knee faces up, toes face up. Cross over at the ankle, ankle to ankle. Allow that knee to just flop open where it will. Sitting up nice and tall in your chair. Hold on to the seat of the chair so that you are able to hinge forward with a flat back right here and hold that stretch. So you're going to feel a little bit of this hamstring stretch in the foundation leg. And on the stretching leg, you're going to start to feel perhaps some stretch through the side of your hip. And we're just going to hold this stretch for a few seconds. Release back up to the upright position with your torso. Let's adjust to position 2 with the ankle over the knee, just above the knee. Don't press onto the joint ever. Always keep your any type of pressure that you're exerting above or below a joint. Okay, so we're above the knee, ankle over. Holding the foot right here, knee just sort of flops open where it will. Hold on to the seat of your chair, hinge forward, feel that stretch through the hip. Feel that stretch. and release. And finally, bending that knee, position 3 for those of you with this flexibility, ankle across, knee is open. Again, I really feel it. This side is tighter than the other side. So look, my leg isn't even flat here like it was on the other side. I really notice the difference. Do you notice a difference in one side over the other? Most people have one side stronger than the other and one side more flexible than the other. And sometimes that changes as you work out. So it's really kind of interesting to take notice of. So you're holding onto the chair and you're nice and tall, and you're going to just hinge forward and feel that stretch along the side of the hip. Get to that point where you have tension in the muscle and you feel that tension, that stretch tension, right? And just hold it right there. Hold it at that point. Where you feel that stretch. Don't bounce, just hold and breathe through it. We're just going to do 5 more seconds by the clock. Breathe into that stretch and release just a little bit further forward, and then pressing back up into your upright position, placing that foot back on the floor. And let's sit back and do a little bit of breath work, and we'll finish with a positive affirmation. So finding a comfortable spot in your seat, maybe you're going to sit back now and rest your back against the back of the chair, or maybe you're going to sit upright, whatever works for you. And if you want to close your eyes and listen to the sound of my voice, you can do that, or find a spot in front of you to fix your gaze and just stare while you breathe and begin to notice your inhale and exhale and the natural rhythm that your body automatically causes your inhale and exhale. And if your body prompts you to take a deep breath and sigh, go ahead and do that. Always listen to those prompts of your body. Notice your breath, inhale and exhale, and become aware that on the inhale, your lungs fill from the bottom to the top. You bring in air and it starts down here in the bottom and gradually fills up to the top. And then when you exhale, you release the air from the top all the way to the bottom. And it's good sometimes to focus on releasing every little bit all the way to the bottom so your lungs are totally empty. But right now, we're just keeping it at a regular, normal, comfortable rhythm. Inhale and exhale. On this next inhale, I want you to imagine that the air that you are taking in is a gorgeous sky blue, like today's sky, perhaps for some of you, a beautiful sky blue. It's happy, it's joyful, it feels light and airy, it's good breath, it's clean air, and you are bringing it into your body and feeling the positivity and joy that comes along with it. And as you exhale and release, I want you to think about getting rid of the dark clouds that sometimes come along with the storms. And your dark clouds might be worries or anxieties or a lengthy due list for the weekend or for your last day of work. For those of you who are still doing a Monday, Friday, 9 to 5, and Fridays you have a ton of stuff to finish before you go home. Right now, in this moment, let that go. And just join me with the happy positivity of a blue sky that you inhale and take into your body and feel that joy. And let go and release any negatives, worries, fears, anxieties, stresses, or other negative emotions that might cloud your joy. See what I did there? Thank you so much for joining me today on this fitness journey. Every day is this little bit of a different journey. And stay with me while I come forward to the computer screen and share my closing thank you slides. I'm bringing my water with me. I'm going to drink a little bit. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you agree with me that being able to start your day with some movement and a fitness activity is absolutely the best way to activate both your body and your mind. And we do this because strengthening your muscles helps prevent falls and increases confidence. I want you to be able to perform everyday activities independently and take on new challenges that come your way, like new sports and activities with the grandkids or with your friends. And hopefully you will take the joy of this accomplishment with you all day long. Once again, thank you. And just know that the best way to share to thank myself and other guides here at Get Set Up is by sharing your experience. And if you're active on social media, please use the hashtag #GetSetUp or @GetSetUp. And if you're not on social media, no worries. You can email Liz at getsetup.io. Look for some related classes to get you moving throughout the day. Ageless Grace is a wonderful class with exercises for the body and mind. There are line dancing classes where you can not only learn a line dance, but it helps you get moving and you get some exercise along with it. And then there are some fabulous yoga classes. So look for any of those and I think you won't be disappointed. My next class today, I teach the core class at 9:15. And on Thursdays, I have combo training. Monday again will be the core fitness class. And on Tuesdays, I teach a class called Let's Get Moving. And it's a gentle cardio workout. Be on the lookout for an email from Get Set Up. The email will contain some key takeaways from today's class, as well as highlight other classes that might be of interest to you. There will also be attachments to my email. One of them is a sign that you can hang up in your fitness space with all those reminders that I say every day, like keep breathing, take breaks when you need to, use the modifiers, go at your own pace. So I made a sign for you that you can hang up. And there will be a link where you can provide some feedback. So look for that as well. Be sure to spread the word about learning with Get Set Up. Host an interest group. Just let us know what you would like to talk about, and we'll help you with that. Maybe there's another class that you would like to see on Get Set Up and you just haven't seen it yet. Let us know what that is, and we'll see what we can do to set something up. Know that we partner with all these different organizations: assisted care, senior living, government, and community organizations. And finally, please feel free to request a session recording. Like I was saying in the beginning, you can do the class over again later in the day. You can press pause if you need to take a break. You can do it over the weekend when I'm not teaching. So all you have to do is email help@getsetup.io. So thank you once again for joining me today, and I hope I'll see you next week. Take care, everybody.